Hey fam, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for this general tarot reading. This is all signs, all humans, all good, no worries. Let's see what kind of messaging is in store for us in this moment. I have a kitty in my lap giving me all kinds of slow blinks. Let's get into it. I did do a bit of pre-shuffling, but you know me once I hit record. All right. I did a bunch of meditating last night and this morning. I definitely feel like if you're new to my channel, I don't want to be like, I'm not like the other girls, but like, I've spent a life, for a while now, I've been told that I should be a life coach. And I still say that I don't need a title to believe in you. So I'm just wanting to share some positive vibes and maybe help you work through some things. The underworld, eh? I don't see these two cards very often, but I did see the underworld recently in a personal meeting. What? All right. So let's go ahead and see what the book has to say. Do a little refresher. Okay, bye, Kona. You have a wonderful day. I have been abandoned. The fissure, the crack, the weak link. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue, as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. She references how in Japanese, like pottery, kintsugi. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. I will never be offended by corrections on how to pronounce things properly. But you know how like they use gold to mend cracks? And breaks are thought of as precious rather than something to be hidden. It's possible that something a loved one said caused a crack in your relationship that has never been mended. Revisit it. The time to heal is nigh. When light, redefining reality, breaking open. When dark, precariousness, pretending, delusion. This is kind of, see, if you're new here also, this is tarot for my kindred souls. I really feel like most tarot readers are just kind of, maybe just a little bit putting their own stuff out there, whether they care to admit it or not, because it's kind of like an actor. You need to tap into specific memories, specific things in order to evoke and bring forth that emotion for this character, right? That's kind of how I consider it. No offense intended or anything like that. Hello. And this for me, I live with because I take care of my mother, who, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that because you either know or you don't need to. You know what I'm saying? So, the nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom. This is no time to mince words. The archetypal The archetypal energy, God, this is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm which we try vigilantly. Oh my goodness, fam, why am I tripping over every single word in this paragraph? This is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we try to vigilantly avoid or deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. One of the earliest stories on record is that of the goddess Inanna's descent. Turns out descending into the underworld is as old as time itself. That's not the name Persephone, or is it, fam? Search for images of a map of Dante's Inferno. What does the story of epic descent stir in you? Bravery, depth, facing of deepest fears when light, and when dark, denial, suppression, evil, unconsciousness. Well then. So, I don't know about you, I've said it before, that 1010, some refer to it as a portal, that was a bit of a dark night of the soul for me. But I also feel like it was a necessary step. You know what I mean? Like, bit by bit, we're coming down off the mountain. It's like coming to some realizations as hermits up on the mountain. Those final bits before you return to society, if that makes any sense. Now, part of taking care of my mother, as frustrating, as painful as that can be for me, is understanding that it's almost time, right? But also remembering that how my father had a stroke years before his passing. And for him, it was difficult to speak afterwards. He would have the thoughts, but he would lose the words on their way to his mouth to speak them, right? And I feel like now that he has passed, we're actually able to have better conversations, right? So maybe there's something for you that enables you to be able to relate to that. Maybe there's something, a certain darkness that you've been feeling recently, and maybe it's not anything coming to you to mess with you. Maybe it's the parts of you like your ego and your shadow self that are refusing to release their control that they've had over you. Maybe you're learning how to harness how to be the one who decides what you're going to think of, what you're going to do today. Okay, so I just stubbed my toe and it hurts really bad, but the rest of my day isn't ruined. Okay, my mother or someone, you know, whoever it may be for you, just said something really freaking horrible. That doesn't have to claim the rest of your day. It doesn't have to claim the rest of your life. You know what, fam? It doesn't get to. Moving on to the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. This is an interesting time, right? We have multiple planets in retrograde. I feel like I've said it before, I'm just repeating myself for the noobs. A lot of people have been complaining about Mercury, but listen, there's a lot in retrograde. Google it and enjoy the list, fam. One of them, I want to say Pluto. That retrograde ended on the 11th. Yeah. There's one less. But, you know, we shall see, right? There's a lot of transformation happening. What if this is the final step? We haven't changed our minds yet, have we? With our manifestations and our hopes and dreams and the things that we want, the person that we would rather be than this walking ball of trauma. Ooh. Justice is incoming. Here we go. Oh, I love this one. You already have all the answers. You already know. Oh, I want one more. You can manifest your every wish, fam. They say that whatever we do comes back to us the same times 3. If a person's intentions are well-meaning, then that good energy will come back to them in buckets. And if a person's intentions are to do harm, then you get the picture here. Either way, the universe is getting ready to deliver its justice. Now, this person might be you, and if so, you should handle it with grace and learn from your mistakes. Otherwise, this most likely applies to someone who's caused harm to you or your loved ones. You already have all the answers. You've been feeling lost a while now, wandering through your life aimlessly, searching everywhere for meaning, never coming up with anything of substance. That's the problem. You keep searching for answers outside of yourself, when all the answers can be found within if you take the time to look. You need a spiritual mentor, and at this point in your life, that person needs to be you. It's time for you to take your goals and turn them into your reality. Create a dream board. Wish on those shooting stars. Write in a daily manifestation journal. Cast a small or large spell. The universe is waiting to give you exactly what you deserve, given that it's best for everyone involved. So keep in mind that you also need to believe that you deserve it. Alrighty. So I feel like what I was saying has been absolutely confirmed. You have been spoken down to. You have been disrespected, verbally abused, mentally, emotionally. I really hope none of them, including physical. I wish that I could put you in a bubble and keep you safe for the rest of your life. I don't really know anyone who would allow me to do that, because we all, like, there's blood pumping in these veins, you know what I mean? But you've learned so much. What I'm also feeling is an observer. You pay attention to these things. You've learned so much so that you can pick up on it. And I want to remind you then now that you know all of this, now that you've had all these experiences, they're never going to happen again. The worst is behind you. So I don't know what the recipe for your healing truly is for you. I can listen while you tell me what you need, while you tell me what helps you, right? For me, a whole heck of a lot of meditation and just opening up myself to myself. But that can also, you also need to be careful with that, because for some people, a lot has been repressed. And I am not a professional, like I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist, you know what I mean? I'm myself only capable of so much. So sometimes that can unlock things that we are just simply not ready for. So do tread lightly, do be careful, and know that no matter what, you have options. May you have all of the options for everything that you need, okay, fam? I'm sending you love. I'm sending you positivity. But I feel like most of us, these dark nights of the soul that are happening lately, it's because something big is coming. And we're worried that we're unsure of where to go, of what to do, because we've heard from people our whole lives that we're doing it wrong. Why are you doing it that way? We've been blamed for things that have simply not been our fault. And we've carried it. Fam, this is your urging to let it go. To continue trying. Because it does not get to go with us, okay? Now, it's clarification round. All right. Gotta lighten it back up if I'm gonna take you into the depths, fam. I got you. Whoop. Wow. 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 What in the what? Oh my god. Get the fuck. Oh my goodness. Damn. How? What? Wow. And at the bottom, can you see what that is? Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. You know it. That's like the theme song of the channel, really. Okay. There's a new beginning trying to come in. And we're here like doop 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 doop. Okay, so I went from this and I'm trying to get to this because I want this, right? This is a moment of enlightenment. It doesn't have to be a dark night of the soul anymore. Embrace the enlightenment. Embrace the growth. Just, you know, don't... It's like, I don't want to be like warning, you know, but I don't want anybody to be left alone when they need a hug or they need to be heard. You know what I mean? I don't want things to come up that you weren't even realizing was in there. And now it's in your lap and you don't know what to do with it and it hurts, you know? Because I do think it's something deep. I feel like it was called out, right? You were spoken to very cruelly, at least some of us, and you've never deserved it. Okay? All right. Well, can I shuffle now? May I shuffle the cards? Can I do this? Oh my goodness. Let me just... Here we go. Hey, look at that. Oh, yes, that's so good. Funny how that happens, fam. And there's the Justice card. Or Judgment, sorry. There's... Oh, what? Hello? They're like, okay, you're done shuffling. You already pre-shuffled and we did a little dance. Made a little love. Let's go. Well, then. Chapter 1, we're burning some bridges. But I always notice how the person in the foreground is smiling, aren't they? They seem like, you know what? You shouldn't have done that. And I wouldn't have had to call you out on it. I wouldn't have had to let you go. I'm no longer your sustenance, parasites. Right? You're gaining that mental clarity. The swords is mental. It's your mind and how you're trying to work through things, right? Maybe you've been having to isolate yourself and just get those other voices belonging to other people out of your head and realizing, I don't want to suffer somebody else's consequences anymore. It's time to do my own thing. You're taking all that wisdom gained and you're rocking it. Boosh. What the? Like, and it's all like, come on. I freaking love this shit. Boosh. Oh my goodness. The great equalizer has entered chat. Damn. Wow. I do believe it's time, fam. We've had a comet visiting Earth that we could even see in Seattle. We've had Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis from all these, like, you know, technical terms that I can never remember the names of, but I know when people are talking if they're full of shit, you know. I know my shit. I just don't, you know, names and things. I'm not very good at them. But I know the name of the magician. Hey, wow. Wow, fam. You've been putting in the work. I see you. I see you. You're doing an incredible job. And I said it in the beginning. I believe in you. I see what you're capable of, what we're all capable of. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate anyone who's like, I believe in you too. Hey. Wow, coming in hot. Okay, the only caution that I have with the Knight of Swords is just be careful, you know, with, you know, don't be too brash. Don't be too, you know, that you miss, you know, like, just don't forget what you've learned and the balance and the knowledge that a sword, that's a double-edged blade. Thank you very much. But you have like one side that, you notice how a lot of times, not really there, but here certainly, how like one side, maybe we'll see one. One side can be a bit darker, sometimes blue, and the other side is white. This one I think is just lines, just line work. You know? It's that respect for the balance, right? Understanding that you understand the power of your words, of your energy, that you can not only be affected by others, but you can affect. My voice dropped out as I said the word affect others, right? So don't lose sight of that in your excitement of whatever's coming up, okay? Wow. All right. All right. Get it done taking names. Wow. Jeez Louise. Okay. This is very swords heavy, so that's really making me think there's a lot going on internally in your mind and stuff, and people may not even realize, like maybe you've been a bit more pensive than usual, and people are noticing that you're more quiet than you may normally be when you're around them anyway. because you've got a lot on your mind that you're working through, that you're mulling over, that you're trying to finally get to the bottom of, right? And you're handling your business. But we do have balance present. We have not only one, but two cards. Speaking of balance, the only way you can manifest and do things is through balance and knowing what you deserve, right? That was one of the first points made in this reading. Something tells me you know darn well, because it's already been illuminated for you, and you're just looking for some confirmation. And I'm happy to assist, fan. Anytime. You know, there may still be some things that you're like, but what if? My dear, what if? What if you really do rock that shit? What if this is your life? And it doesn't matter what other people are doing, okay? What if it really does all work out? What if your time in the darkness is enabling this light, eh? Darn tootin', ho, 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 ho. Wow. We're getting some balance. What did I say? Wow. The Queen of Swords has been through a lot. This is one of the few swords that we see in the entire deck going straight up. The rest are all kind of off to the side, right? It's this one, Justice, and the Ace. Once we get to the Queen and King, starting with the Page, quite frankly, that's when so much clarity has been gained. There are things that we understand now that we just didn't even a year ago, even a few months ago, maybe even last month, sure, maybe even last week. This is an entire reading where the base message is you've got this. Whatever doubts you have festering like a boil under your flesh, you know, poke that baby and let it out. Expel the demon. Set it forth. It has no business. It's poison in your veins. And you need to let it go. You need to shine like a diamond. Because you now know how to be you, how to have your own opinions, and be capable of hearing others without being so easily swayed in that direction. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't match up, if it doesn't make your soul purr, you know, you're not cruel. You're not confused anymore. You've come to so many realizations on this path of yours. You know exactly what you need to do. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it really calls for change that you may not have thought that you were ready for. But fam, you've got this. What's the epilogue? Wow. The bottom of the, oh my goodness, the bottom of the deck is the freaking Four of Swords. What did I say? Meditation. I said it. I done said it, fam. I highly recommend. It's the best free resource that we have for our mental stability. You know what I mean? Maybe you've struggled with, oh my goodness, this kitty's making bread next to me, fam. Oh, listen. This is the nurturing. This is the you who, even in the midst of that, you know what you learned? I will never do that to anyone. So while you can handle your business and you can take care of things, you are the great equalizer. You are the ender of that generational trauma, those generational curses. This is a running theme in my readings lately. I don't know about you. I don't know. Like, that's a lot of major arcana, fam. And when it's not major arcana, it's royalty. Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 9 cards is major arcana. And the rest are freaking swords. I'm gonna cry. Fam, you've learned so much. I'm so happy for you. Because all of that crap is done. It's done. You have something coming up that is going to help you balance. That is going to make everything clearer and clearer. And you are being reminded that you got this. Oh my goodness, fam. You're probably moving. You're probably on, like, you're moving away. Like, if you're like me, and that's why I was compelled to admit that about, you know, taking care of my mom, and also what that entails. Where are my fellow caregivers at? Sometimes it's really painful. They can say things that are just cruel, and for some of us, it's been our whole lives, right? And it's come through in different ways throughout our life because that's what we were taught from the get-go, right? Fam, that was not your fault. You didn't birth yourself. You just, you know, we know what we know, right? We go on what we know to go on and stuff. But then it's like, wow, there are billions upon billions of people in this world. How much you want to bet not all of them is a piece of shit, narcissistic, stereotypical, narcissistic POS? There are people out there who actually give a rip, who actually do care. And even though they may be handling their business, there's balance. There's balance occurring. There's a lot of freaking balance. There's so much freaking balance. Are you kidding me? I know that there's a lot of swords, but the magician is saying you have everything you need. You have everything you need. And this Temperance card not only has 2 cups, but it has the sun and it has enlightenment, just like that Hanged Man. Fam, oh my goodness, the vibes, oh my goodness. I keep ending up with these readings wanted to hug you, or whatever equivalent for those who don't like the huggies. That's okay. I can respect that. My goodness, fam. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You deserve this. Heck yeah, fam. All right. What are the extra notes in this incredible reading? Oh my goodness. 5 out of 9 are major arcana. And then we have royalty. The rest of the freaking way. Like, burn those bridges. Fuck them. All right? They don't belong here. Oh. My goodness. I just realized what card that is. Okay, there is a channel called Great Meditations. That's what helped me to get into, like, really get my flow going. You know what I mean? Because they have different, many. They've been going for years. They have different types of meditations, right? So if one doesn't work, try something else. If you need music to get you going, to help you break that seal, whatever it takes, fam. Within reason. Hello, within reason, please. If you've been doing meditations and you've been using that channel or music, what if it's time to no holds bar it and just sit in silence and meditate and let your soul guide the way, right? just breathe. Like that movie Ever After. Just breathe. The first one that I was ever taught was, you're sitting there cross-legged and all that grooviness. And you imagine this white light emanating from your core, from your abdomen, solar plexus, or a chakra, or sacral, whichever you prefer. And it just comes out of you. It spills out of you. And it begins to grow and grow. And it fills the entire room. I did that around friends because I was feeling super anxious. This was like back when I was like 20 years old. And a friend walked up on me, and when she first saw me, she said I looked like I was sitting in a bubble. The shiny bubble. Until I realized she was there and I looked at her and it was like... If you have difficulty with visualizations, that's okay. The main process is just breathe. Just give in to your breath. Breathe deep, whether you inhale for 4, hold for 7, and release for 8. Whatever it is that works for you. Okay? Next, this paragraph going on here. Curl up with a book, a cup of something. Enjoy a moment of rest. Now, we're not talking like comfort food mode. We're not talking about, going inside of your shell. This is just take a beat. Take a moment. Sorry for my words. Take a moment just to exist. Just to remember or to learn how to be happy in a moment. Maybe you're used to a bunch of noise and chaos around and you don't really know how to handle silence. It's okay, because ultimately, no matter what, no matter where you are, you have you. And you are an incredible human being. Maybe you don't get to hear that enough, fam. I love you. And I think that you are an incredible human being. And no one is going to change my mind. What's on the bottom? You don't need to be putting your business out there. You don't need to be telegraphing your punches. You don't need to be telling people what you're doing and what you're working toward. Their opinions simply don't matter. You don't have to heed somebody's advice. You don't have to heed my advice just because we're yapping at you. So whatever is in your mind, whatever crystal vision you're seeing, maybe it's possibly safer for you to keep it to yourself, this evolutionary process. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for giving me a moment of your day. I really appreciate it. I look forward to this. The world is so fortunate to have your energy within it. And remember, I love you.